iced tea without the ice because I don't have ice cube trays. I guess I need to get ice cube trays. Writing my book. I'm writing a lot right now. I'm writing my book because, man, I'm delayed because it took me a while to find the way I wanted to write it. And I have, oh my gosh, the doubt that has been in me, the doubt has been crazy. What I want to talk today about is acceptance. I want to talk about when you finally accept who you are, how you do things, what you're about. When I am old, I shall wear purple, right? That's a poem. Look it up. Acceptance of what you are. Jack and I were talking on the phone. She was on her way to work and she was saying, you were so defiant. And I was talking about the fact that when it's summertime, I switch over to this mode and I don't want to wear shoes anymore. I kind of want to be barefoot, but you know, I'll go with these closed-toed, gentlemen's closed-toed. You know, I want to wear shorts. I don't want to wear pants. And even if it's freezing out, Alexa, what's the temperature right now? 50 degrees with rain. I'm gonna be wearing shorts. I'm gonna be wearing those sandals. Why? I'm defiant. That's what Jack said. Jack says, you're defiant. It's just like you wanna do it your way. That's how I'm gonna do it, is my way. And I thought about it and I said, wow, that is a lot of how and who I am. I'm gonna do it this way that I have figured out. Now, it's not that I think I'm right. It's never like, oh, because I'm right. It's just, this is how I wanna do this today. This is the path I wanna take. When I'm with other people, when there's like a collaboration involved, that is not how I express myself. But when it's me doing my things, it's about my way. Because whose way should it be about? There's all this stuff about who we are and that we need to accept. If we are the kind of person, I have a friend who likes really bad beer. She's actually rich as hell and loves bad beer. And I think it's so crazy that her favorite thing is like a fine Pilsner, let's say. But that's who she is and that's what she accepts about herself. I am so into right now finding, the word truth is a word I don't like a lot. I don't like the word truth because a lot of times people use the word truth to assert that their opinion or their perspective is the only way to see something. But when our personal truth, is that okay? I don't know. That sounds so, we should have crystals, right? But what I really mean is our way, our thing, our whatever, we have to eat it. It has to be ours. It has to be, we have to own who we are, right? That's why I named the company Owner, because if you own your choices and you own your business, then you can own your life, right? You find your truth inside of what your intentions are and who you want to be and how you want to portray them. So what gets in the way of people accepting who they are and who they want to be? First off, we worry about what other people will think, right? That's number one. I mean, that's kind of number only in a lot of ways, because if we didn't know what other people cared or didn't care what people thought, then we wouldn't have this challenge, would we? Yesterday I talked to an actor, and he's not just an actor, he's a writer, a producer, a director, and an entrepreneur, and his name's Anthony Reynolds. Anthony's dad was in law enforcement. Anthony himself went into the military and law enforcement as well. When he decided he was gonna go become an actor, wow, that conversation didn't go well. How do you imagine it went? Hey dad, I wanna go make movies. I'm a cop, you know. Oh, you're a sissy, are you, right? There's all this gender assignment. But Anthony knew that's what he wanted to do, and he knew he had to do it. I asked him the question, when did your dad finally come around to it? And the answer was, you know, when he saw me in a Western opposite Bruce Dern, who was like one of the people he used to love watching in Westerns, right? So Anthony knew already, and he accepted that's who he was, and that's the path he took. And I have to tell you another thing about acceptance. Once you start talking to that person or understanding or holding your own in your belief that this is who you're gonna be, that other person who doesn't agree with you either is going to continue not agreeing with you but understanding that's where you're coming from, or they might come around. You never know. And that's okay. It's like Rick Clemens does the Coming Out podcast. Rick had me on. I'm straight. I like women. But I went on the Coming Out podcast because I talked about it's just the same as coming out as an entrepreneur. It's just the same as coming out as an author. People don't know what I do in this building. They think I'm a drug dealer or something because I carry weird hours. I dress like an absolute, I'm wearing a Batman shirt. I'm like a schlub, right? So why do they know anything about me at all? Is, you know, they finally asked me, or they Google me and they're like, wow, this guy writes books. I had tweeted something today. This woman said something back to me. I tweeted, you really gotta start making video. And she's like, oh, I just hate the way I look on video. What she meant was, I'm overweight and I know society doesn't like overweight. And I am not what people wanna look at because I don't fit some stereotype of what people are supposed to look at. And I called her out on it. I said, look, I'm fat. I'm super fat. I'm on video. I'm ugly. I'm old. I'm older. You know, be you, accept you, and put the real you out there. If you are holding back and you personally aren't making video just because you think you're ugly, fat, skinny, whatever you are, bad idea. Speech impediment, who cares? Make it part of who you are. I wanna tell you a little story about my business. My business was roaring. I was getting all the customers in the world, no matter what I did. I could not mess up. I just kept getting all the customers. And then it stopped. It stopped dead just because, you know, times changed, or I wasn't the hot thing, or whatever, I don't know. Business stopped, or people didn't need what I was selling anymore. And then I struggled. And in the struggle, I started saying yes to stuff I shouldn't have said yes to. And every time I hated it, every time it was the wrong choice, every time it was a bad idea. And so I changed, and I changed my definition of success to make sure that I said no to the things that I didn't want to do. The world opened up right afterwards. And sometimes I don't make the money I want to make, but every day I do the stuff that I want to do or that I know I need to do to make my business work. And I never say yes to stuff that's not for me anymore. That's acceptance, accepting what you are, who you are, where you're going. This also means that you are dogged in your determination to connect with the people that you really want to serve and that you really want to sell to, and be really clear on it. Be tribal about it. I read a New York Times article about Jimmy Fallon, the late night Tonight Show host, and they were saying that Jimmy has to pick a side and get political. And Jimmy's not like that. Jimmy's all about, I just want to have fun. I just want to do my dumb, funny things. And the article in a lot of different places said, you've got to pick. And Jay Leno, who I think is a really smart comic, who I hated as a Tonight Show host, but is a really smart comic, he said the same sort of thing. He said, you've got to pick. You've got to polarize in some way, because otherwise they're going to hate you for that. They being, you know, people at large. Now, I just got done saying you're not supposed to care what people think, but I'm saying you've really got to care what you think, and then find the people who match that perspective, no matter if that perspective is wrong to other people. And I think that's how we get where we get. And I think that's how business should work. And I think we should pick sides. And I think we should say, you know, I can't even imagine what it would be like. I live in the Boston area. Like, I can't imagine if a company came out and said, we don't like the Red Sox. I would love it. I would be like, you might be my favorite. Not because I don't like the Red Sox, I could care less. But because up here, you're supposed to support the local team. Always support local. Why? Maybe that's not the right answer. Acceptance, it's an interesting thing to think about, but start with accepting you. Who you are right now, and where you are right now. That's the lesson for the day. And where are you with that? Leave a comment, I'd love to know. All right, lastly, Miguel Martinez sent me all kinds of coffee and stuff from Puerto Rico. He sends me Draco Rosa coffee. Yaucono, I'm probably saying it awful. Yaucono? Is that? Zoom in on that, not my face. Zoom in on that, not my face, not my face. And he sends me a letter. And what I love about the letter, real live written yellow paper. Hey, look at this, Miguel. I'm like a yellow notepad guy myself. Look how wrinkly that page is. It's because I stuck it in something and it got all munged up. But yeah, thanks, Miguel. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for the coffee. I'm gonna brew it up. I will. You'll see it in a Sunday newsletter coming soon. Thanks again, man. I really appreciate you sending that.